Okay, we're going to start a new unit and we're talking about quadratic relations. So there's some vocabulary that you're going to need to do, and I'm going to go through it with you here and we'll label it on the graph. So the first thing here is a parabola. A parabola is a quadratic, is this U-shaped graph. So it can either open up like that or open down like the second one. So that's what we're going to write here. We're just going to say a U-shaped graph. Okay. Then we talk about the vertex. Vertex is a really important point, one of the most important points on the graph. So a vertex, just like if it were a shape, it would be in a corner. So the vertex is going to be at the very bottom or at the very top of the quadratic. Okay. So we'll put here top or bottom point on graph, and there's only ever going to be one vertex, okay? And it comes in the form, it's a point, so it comes in the form x first, then y, okay? So that's what I'm going to put up here, x, y. Sorry, it's kind of messy there. Okay, then we talk about the zeros. The zeros are something you probably haven't heard of in that term, but zeros are actually just x-intercepts. So zeros are going to be right where the U-shaped graph crosses the x-axis. So those are called zeros, and those points have something in common. So it's where the graph crosses specifically the x-axis. So they're going to be a value for x and always 0 for the second number because it's right on the x-axis here. So this is going to be, let me see, that one's going to be at 8 and 0. And over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4 and 0. So you can see it like that. Okay, the axis of symmetry is something that you don't see on the graph. It's actually an invisible line, but exactly what it says, symmetry. So symmetry, cuts down the middle of something, making it exactly equal on either side. So our axis of symmetry comes right down through the middle of the parabola in each of these graphs here, and it makes the graph symmetrical on either side. So if I go over 2 points to the left of the line and hit my parabola, I can go 2 to the right and hit the parabola in certain spots, for example. Okay, so we're going to say it's the invisible line in the middle of the parabola. Sorry, my writing it's not picking up my pen today very well. I'm not that bad of a writer, I promise. It also has an equation. Because it's a vertical line, vertical lines have an equation of x equals, and the number that it equals is going to be the number passing through on the x-axis, which is in this case 2, and over here it happens to be 2 as well. So because it's passing through 2 on the x-axis, so x equals 2 is the equation of it. So we're going to say x equals a number over here. So we have that. The optimal value is not anything like a specific, not a specific characteristic on the graph, but it is an important number. It comes from the y-coordinate of the vertex. So it's actually going to come from that vertex value down here. So specifically the y value. So we're just going to say here the y coordinate of the vertex. Holy, my writing is bad. Vertex. Coordinate of the vertex. Hopefully you're listening and not just reading the words. And then the last one is the y-intercept. So we have our zeros were the x-intercepts. And so we have our y-intercept. Let's get a nice color here. Purple. Okay, so our y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So right here on the first one, I'm at -8, and on the second one, I happen to be at +8. That's cool. So when we go over here, we're going to have where the graph crosses see, crosses the y-axis. Okay, so it's going to have always something as a 0 first for the x and then a y value for the y. Like I put here, this y-intercept over here is at -8, so I would say 0 and -8. 0 for the x and then down 8. Up here would be 0 and +8 for the y-intercept. So those are some vocabulary things that you're going to need to know, and we're going to use them on our first example, and then you'll use them on examples after that. So let's come over here to our first example rather. So we have a catapult launching a ball, follows the path below. So each square we're going to represent is one foot. So from what height was the ball launched? So let's take a look at that. So just looking at our graph, just looking at our picture, we have the ball being launched right here at 0, 7. Okay, using some of our vocabulary, we would call that our y-intercept. Okay, so it's right on the y-axis and where it's starting in this case. What is the maximum height the ball reaches? So if we're talking about distance along the x, we would have height along the y. Okay, so what is the maximum height? We're looking at the y-coordinate of the vertex, which is the 16, and that's feet. And then it says, what is the horizontal distance that the ball traveled when it reached the maximum height? That would be the x-coordinate of the vertex, which is 6 feet. Next, it's saying how far from the catapult did the ball land. So we're looking over here at the 0. We're looking at this guy right here. Okay, so that's where we're landing. And the distance there would be 14. So let's put that in here, 14 feet. Next, we're asked to fill in our table of values. Okay, so our first point that we can put on here is our y-intercept, our value of when x is 0, y is 7. The height is starting off at 7 feet above the ground. Then we have 2 and 12. Then we have 4, 15, 6 and 16, 8, 15, 10 and 12, 12 and 7, and our last one, which I didn't leave a spot for, would be 14 and then 0. So a couple things we want to point out here. So we can see our vertex right here at the top at 6 and 16. So that's going to be this in our table of values. Then we have our symmetrical points. This is what I was saying when we have that line down the middle. So here's our axis of symmetry going right down the middle of the parabola, and we have symmetrical points on either side of the vertex. So we have a pair there. We also have a pair here. Okay, and then we, of course, we have another pair. You can see here and there. And then last we have our 0. So we have a 0 sitting here at 14 and 0. And usually parabolas have 2. Sometimes they have 1, depending on the situation, but we're not going to get into specifics yet. So our other 0 would be if I extended this parabola back, it would be like in the negative. Okay, so that's where the other 0 would be if we were asked for it. So let's go on to our first example, or sorry, our next example. Well, way down here. Next example. Actually, it's a practice question, but I'm just going to help you get it started so that you can finish it off and do the next one. So we have a ball being thrown from the height of 5 meters. Okay, so at time 0, because on the x-axis here we have time this time. So starting off at 5 meters. It reaches a maximum height of 9 after 2 seconds. So we have 2 and 9 as our next point. I'll put that in red here. So there's my vertex. That's the maximum height, okay, at 2 seconds and at 9 meters. And then lands after 5 seconds. So it's going to be all the way to the ground here after 5 seconds. Okay, so we can fill in our values that it's asking for there. It's asking for a curve of best fit. So when you draw your curve of best fit, you're going to just, we only have 3 points at this point, so we're just going to curve it around and bring it down until we hit that 0. So just curve it around. It's a U-shaped graph, not a V-shaped graph. So don't go straight to the vertex and straight down. You want to curve it a little bit. So that's what curve of best fit means. So the rest of those I'm going to let you fill in, and then there's a couple more questions that you can finish off. Again, if you need any help, let me know. Take care.